Hey guys, this is the Fork 2002, and as you can see, this is the Black Ops 3 beta, and I wanted to tell you what my impressions were of it. First of all, this isn't the gameplay that I wanted to get. I actually had about 10 really awesome games that any one of them would have worked great for the gameplay, but I had some technical difficulties. Normally I like using my Elgato to do my gameplay captures, but for some reason I've upgraded to Windows 10, and Windows 10 and my Elgato software don't play nice together, and it likes to freeze. Apparently I'm not the only one having this problem, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. But with the PS4, it's nice to have a backup. We got the share button. We can push the share button at any minute and record some awesome gameplay. Unfortunately, since I haven't relied on the share button for quite a while, didn't think to check the settings, and I had it set previously to only record 60 seconds instead of the standard 15 minutes that it typically does. So instead of having 10 awesome gameplay videos, I ended up with 10 one-minute clips of the after-game scoreboard, which probably wouldn't have been too exciting of a video. So once I figured out what my problem was and fixed all the settings, I started getting some more gameplay, and unfortunately I guess I was a little too frustrated to get the amazing footage that I was unable to capture, but I got some pretty decent clips. But for some reason, even once I had the settings correct, it still somehow cut off half of my videos sometimes. So, for instance, this clip starts off halfway through the game. Oh well, no big deal. And we still got some good clips. For instance, at the end of this one, I'll end up getting first place on my team. And the next one, one of my Twitch moderators, WhiteKid90, ends up getting first place. So, we got some good stuff. For example, this awesome run across this wall, turn around, and kill everybody that I see thing that I do right here. Pop, 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 pop. Don't you worry, buddy, I'm coming for you too. Anyways, I would like to point out that I am not a professional codcaster. I'm not the kind of guy that goes super in-depth with all of the weapons and the perks and the abilities. I'm just your average Call of Duty player. I like the game. I've been playing it since Modern Warfare 2, and I'm just telling you what I think about it. I'm not breaking it down into what the game code says or what the best strategy is or this, that, and the other. I just want to let you know what my opinion of the Black Ops 3 beta is so far. And right away, I just want to point out, like many of you, I did not want a futuristic Call of Duty. If you look at the first Call of Duties, they were all primarily World War II games, just like every other first-person shooter of the time. Like all those combat first-person shooters were World War II, whether it was Medal of Honor or Battlefield or Call of Duty. It was all the same time period, right? And then I guess people got tired of it because COD 4 came out and flipped the genre on its head, decided they're going to make something a little more current, Modern Warfare. Hey, that's where that gets the name, huh? And it was a winning formula that people loved it. It ended up paving the way for what would be one of the most successful video game franchises of all time, not to mention opening the door for Battlefield to step into the 21st century and new games like Homefront and a few others to try the whole modern kind of current technology type shooter, not that standard World War II stuff. But now every Call of Duty, with the exception of World at War and the first Black Ops, has been in the future since Modern Warfare 1. And you may not want to consider the Modern Warfare series as futuristic. It did take place like 5 years in the future or something like that. But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, they were current combat type games. But when Black Ops 2 came out, that was futuristic. It was the multiplayer took place in 2025. Had some new technologies in there, kind of changed a little bit of some of the items that we could use and play around with. And after that, we got Call of Duty Ghosts, which was kind of a darker, grungier, apocalyptic type future. Like when the world decides to blow itself up, that kind of thing. After that, we got Advanced Warfare. All these crazy advanced movements. Supposedly, everything that they put into Advanced Warfare is supposed to be, like all the stuff that you can do in it and all the items you can use, are things that are either currently going through R&D or are conceptualized for future research and development. So they try to kind of base it into the reality of what the future warfare will be. And then we got our Black Ops 3, which is kind of a sci-fi future advanced type warfare. And Call of Duty wasn't the first to do this crazy movement type thing in the genre. Obviously, we got like Destiny, Titanfall, PlanetSide. A lot of games are doing that nowadays. And with the abundance of all these games, I was kind of hoping for kind of a back to roots, maybe take a step back, because like we had all the World War II games. So then once they got played out, we got to the modern combat type era. Once that got played out, we went to the advanced movement type era. And I'm, like many other people, just kind of felt that maybe this has been played out and it's time to take a step back, maybe go in a different direction and maybe see what else we haven't explored through some of our older versions of the genre. Whenever before Black Ops 3 was officially announced, there was rumors going around that it was actually going to be a World at War 2, a World at War 2, a sequel to World at War, and that got me pretty excited. I thought that was going to be awesome. It seemed like a lot of people were looking forward to that, and then it came out that it was Black Ops 3, and then it was going to have all these crazy movements again, and it was just like, oh, come on, and I'm done with it, right? But I want to point out, whenever we got Advanced Warfare, before Advanced Warfare came out or was even announced, everything that I heard with people I play Call of Duty with, whether or on the forums online, everybody was saying Call of Duty's stale. I'm tired of the same old game with a new skin every year after year after year. Give us something different, or I'm not buying anymore. So Advanced Warfare comes out, and not long into it, those same people that I'm seeing on the forums that I'm playing Call of Duty with, people I know, are saying, if it's not broke, why fix it? Why'd they screw with everything that we know? And it's just kind of hypocritical, if you know what I mean. I mean, people wanted something different, they got something different, and then they weren't happy with it. But I'll be the first to admit that the novelty wore off. When it first came out, I liked it, and I thought that it was kind of a breath of fresh air. It was something new, something different, something fun. But it didn't take long before that kind of wore off, and it was just like, give me old Call of Duty again. You know, I'm kind of in that same boat. I wanted the change, and after I spent some time with Advanced Warfare, I was kind of tired of the change. But I want to suggest that, what if it's not the change that people were against? It's not the advanced movements that people were against. It's just the way that it was implemented. And maybe that just kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. Maybe we're just tired of the genre altogether because there's so many games like that already. And I just want to say that's not Treyarch's fault that we're burnt out on it. And I actually had somebody say to me recently that they're mad that Treyarch isn't listening to their fans. After Advanced Warfare, they should have been able to clearly see that people didn't want that kind of game anymore and to do something else. But you got to realize, Treyarch probably started working on this game right after Black Ops 2 was released. They probably had at least a small team start doing some research and development, maybe conceptualizing, maybe working on some art. And that was almost 3 years ago. So this is before Titanfall and before Advanced Warfare, before anybody had a chance to see how people were going to react to these games and how people were going to take Advanced Warfare. And honestly, Treyarch's probably not extremely pleased with Advanced Warfare for giving its type of game kind of a bad taste, because whenever they were coming up with this, they were thinking, this is something new, this is something awesome, we're going to make this game, it's going to be different than what we've done in the past. And it ended up not being so different on the surface. But you gotta also realize that Treyarch is a veteran Call of Duty developer. Sledgehammer, they worked on previous titles. I know they helped with Modern Warfare 3. I don't know if they did anything else with Call of Duty. But Advanced Warfare was their first full-on Call of Duty game. And most of the stuff that they took from it was kind of borrowed from other games besides the movement. And maybe they just didn't nail it. I don't think they did a bad job for their first one especially, but maybe it just wasn't that perfect formula, and they hadn't really had enough experience to figure out what the formula would or wouldn't be. Treyarch has a pretty good record. People love World at War. People love Black Ops 1. That's one of my favorite Call of Duties. A lot of people like Black Ops 2. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. And Black Ops 3 is another Treyarch game. It's not Advanced Warfare, is what I'm getting at. This is a different game. It plays different. It feels different. Just try not to go into this thinking that it is Advanced Warfare, because it is not Advanced Warfare. Okay, so now that I've got that cleared up, it appears that I've already spent 10 minutes talking about every Call of Duty except for Black Ops 3. So, I'm going to make this a two-part video because I'm a swell guy and I know that you guys can't stand to listen to me for more than 10 minutes at a time. So, I'm going to give you a little coffee break, go take care of whatever you need to take care of, and I'll have part 2 up probably around the same time as I have part 1 up. So once you're done with this and you feel like you've had a sufficient break from my monotony, then you can come back and watch part 2 where I actually talk about Black Ops 3. I'll tell you my impression of the game and how I feel about playing it. I'll give you a hint. I love it, okay? That's my hint. That's my hint, my impression. I don't even need to make a part 2. I just told you everything you need to know, right? Alright, well, stay tuned for part 2 anyway. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, and apparently I was wrong. White kid got 4th.
Hostile UAV above. No medals for second place. Crush them.
Enemy down.